why being an old guy over 50 is now considered cool, right? It's now actually cool to be an old guy. Who would ever have thought? Because back in the day, after you reached a certain age, you were considered not cool, out of touch, irrelevant. And these days, you're considered quite cool if you are an old guy, especially over the age of 50. But you could be an older guy in your 30s and 40s. You're now cool, right? A lot of the reason for this, really, the main reason for this, to be honest with you, is just because nothing has come along to replace us, right? Really, nothing has come along. It's kind of a strange time we're living in because back, with older generations, the reason why they slowly faded into irrelevance is because they got replaced with things that were just cooler, more interesting, right? Better. Whereas that has not happened in a long time. And so for you older guys like myself, we are part of a generation that has really become irreplaceable these days, right? I'm not just patting our generation on the back here, but we've become irreplaceable because nothing has come along to replace us. It's very strange, right? I mean, I grew up pretty much in the 80s, right? Even though I was born in the 70s, I do remember the 70s. But I essentially spent my teenage years in the 80s and a little bit of the early 90s. But when I walk around today, it is just so strange for me to be at, like, say, a barber shop or in a casino, and they're not playing like new music. They're playing 80s music. They're playing Motley Crue. They're playing Aerosmith. They're playing basically bands that were popular back when I was a teenager and I was listening to these bands on my cassette Walkman, right? It's strange that this music is being played everywhere still, even more than before almost. I'm like, gosh, I'm getting tired of hearing these same songs I've been hearing for the last 30, 40 years. But again, nothing has come along to replace that. Sure, there's new music, right? There's always going to be new music. But the new music today, by statistical admission, totally sucks, right? A lot of people don't like this auto-tune. A lot of people just don't like music today, period. Or music today has become very dirty, right? It's not even just the auto-tune. It's like just other forms of music. Like the lyrics are gross. The pop singers, their music is so bad. A lot of these female pop singers, their music is so terrible that they have to get up on stage and take off all their clothes. Look at my boobies, and do all this in order to get attention. My video that's uploading today just started playing. But yeah, that's another thing is here I am still doing and teaching pickup and dating. I would never have thought that, right? I would never have thought that. I thought at some point, I remember I was worried when I was like turning 33. I was like, oh my gosh, I better make things happen now. I'm 33, teach as much pickup as possible because I don't know how much longer I'll be out there. I'm sure the younger generation will come along and replace me. Didn't happen, right? I mentioned in a previous coaching video about being an old dude, like how I get haters from time to time, like, mister, time to retire, you fossil, you relic of pickup artistry, the game Neil Strauss mystery method era dude, time for you to retire. I can't believe I'm still out there. I'm always like, yeah, great, sure. I'm in a position where I can retire, but nobody has come along to replace me. I always say the competition hasn't gotten better, it has gotten worse. To the point where I am now the best dude in the venue. Consistently, right? And I'm not just saying that to praise myself. I mean, it's true. I go into venues, nobody else is approaching the women but me, right? Or my students. if I'm on a boot camp. Everybody's on their phones, everyone's on the dating app swiping while they're in the venue, and I'm there just picking the girls off like everyone's just blindfolded. It's so crazy to me, right? It's so crazy to me that I'm still out there. But again, I'm just goes along with what I'm telling you is now that you're an old guy, it's actually cool. So getting back to my point about being in, random places, and still hearing 80s music that I used to listen to religiously back then. Also, too, when I look up and they happen to be playing movies, what are they playing? They're playing 80s movies, right? I'm like sitting here watching, 16 Candles for the 900th time, in 2023. I'm like, why is this movie playing? Why are they playing like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Back to the Future? Yes, I have a DeLorean. Back to the Future. Why are they playing these movies when they could be playing movies that just came out recently, right? I mean, yeah, you wouldn't really see that before. I mean, yeah, you just wouldn't see these things before. But again, nothing has been able to replace what has been done, right? And the big mistake that a lot of these artists are making, Hollywood's making, the music industry, just pop culture as a whole, is they are trying to essentially just grift off of what was popular, 35, 40 years ago. You can't do that. I mean, you have to stay creative. You have to keep creating, but they don't. They just try to grift off of what was popular when we were teenagers because they know it made money back then, and they just reboot it. This is why you see like Hollywood constantly rebooting, because they don't want to gamble on their creativity. They just rather grift and just take the quick paycheck, right? And the movies are terrible, right? The movies are terrible today. The music is terrible. Pop culture is terrible. I mean, really, it's degraded into beyond being terrible, but damn near satanic, right? to say the least. But it doesn't take away the fact that being an old guy today is very cool, right? It's very cool because for the main reason that you're still very relevant, right? It's just kind of strange. It almost feels like, will we ever be able to retire? Will we ever be able to just hang it up and relax and chill? It doesn't look like it, guys. It looks like we're just going to stay cool for a long, long time, right? And we're just going to stay relevant for a long, long time because nothing has come along that has been better, right? Sure, technology has advanced. Sure, yeah, we got internet now, and we got social media, and here I am like doing these coaching videos and from my other channel over there. I just finished doing it, but it just still amazes me, right? That I'm even here like doing these like dating videos, and I have like a large audience of dudes who will listen to me or follow me. When normally back in the day, it would not be cool to listen to a 50-year-old guy talking about dating advice, right? It would not be cool to be going into a club with a 50-year-old dude, right? And then watching him just take over the whole venue as I do and having fun at it and just unbelievably just taking home girls that are, that could be my daughter, right? Or dating a girl that could be my daughter. It's just strange, and just having no insecurity about it either, and that's, yeah, it's another thing. It's just when I'm around like younger people, especially like cold approaching younger women who are in their early 20s, I just don't have any insecurity about it at all, because I feel like, they're just, I almost feel bad for them that they've grown up in a time where they just don't really have any perspective except for the fact, like what's on their cell phones or what's being fed to them. They're not taught to think for themselves. They're so afraid to misstep socially, say something out of line, or, do something that might offend somebody. It's so weird how like so much of the youth today are walking on eggshells. They can't be themselves. They don't even know who they are. They're being told who they are. They're not discovering who they are. They're being told who they are. So they lack that social freedom that many older guys have, that we have, right? This is why we can watch mainstream news and just say things totally out of context, even in our heads. Like totally, something that would just completely get us canceled if anybody ever heard it. But, you know, for us, it's just, that's the reality that we grew up in. It was like our teachers taught us to think for ourselves, right? Our mentors, our parents, our, you know, people back then used to tell us, like, think for yourself, you know, discover who you are, find out what you're about. And they would never really tell us, like, nope, go in this direction. Maybe sure your parents would kind of like drift you in a certain direction. But very few people out there outside of your folks, if they even did that, would be like, hey, this is what you need to think. This is what you need to believe. This is what you need to conform to. We weren't told that. We were told to, like, find yourself, right? And we were told that so much back then that we became slackers, right? It's just like, okay, I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out later. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out, right? We're part of that. That's why they call this the slacker generation, right? We're part of that. We're slackers. Lifetime slacker, man. Slacker right here, admittedly. Freaking slacker. I can't believe it. Slacker did good in life. All right. But hey, if you're an old guy, man, over 50, celebrate the fact that you're still cool. And it doesn't look like anything's going to come along and replace us anytime soon, guys. You can get, you know, technology can keep advancing. We can get AI, and we're going to still be relevant. We're going to still be cool because nothing's replacing our music. Nothing's replacing our movies. Nothing's replacing our pop culture that was popular 40 years ago. It's still popular today. Who would have believed that? Who would have believed that, man? It's wild. It's wild, right? So it's a good time to be an old guy, as I've always said, right? It's probably the best time to be an old guy because, you know, you're not fading away into irrelevance. You're still very much needed in society. So as always, gentlemen, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, anything I might have missed, drop them in the comments below. And as always, this is Matt Cross signing out from AlphaMaleSecrets. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell for me as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work, easiest way to do that, if you love what I'm teaching you here, just become a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform that I'm paying for in case YouTube ever tries to cancel me. You'll be able to access all of my premium content on our premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. So take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.